Hey everybody, today I would love to talk about the Chinese film Snipers, but I will not be getting into whether or not there is any historical validity in the story itself, nor any of the other possible outside politics involved. So if you want that, then I'm sorry to disappoint, but you're going to have to go somewhere else. If you want a movie reviewed off of its own merits alone, let's get into it. Now, which is becoming commonplace, the first thing I want to talk about are the acting really surprised me, especially from the Chinese side. They felt like a real squad that actually had a genuine connection to one another since even before the movie began. Sadly though, we don't get to spend a particularly large amount of time with either the Chinese or the American soldiers. Sure, the majority of the people on the screen are American and Chinese soldiers, but this is war. People don't survive forever, and this film makes that abundantly clear. And although the film does try to show both sides of the conflict, it does feel favored towards the Chinese because their characters get development before the conflict starts. They get to show that they have lives, they have families, they have reasons to survive and reasons to live, whereas the Americans don't really get that. That's not to discount the American soldiers though, because some of them do get development and they do exist for a reason. They are fighting for something, but it doesn't feel like they are seen as sympathetic as the Chinese soldiers are, and that's okay. I don't care. Like, personally, that doesn't bother me a bit, but if that would bother you, I just want to make that clear now. Call me unpatriotic if you want to, but I got attached to the Chinese characters. They were developed well, they had personalities, they had things to go home to, and I wanted them to be able to do that. I was rooting for them. Whenever they got hurt, I hurt. When they were sad, I was sad. When they got killed, it broke my heart. And the American actors did a really good job when it comes to showing emotions like sadness, anger, desperation, stuff like that, but they just didn't have as much development. But although they aren't emotionally developed and they don't have as many interpersonal relationships within the unit, it doesn't mean that they're pointless characters. They were a really good threat for the Chinese to go up against. They felt dangerous. They strategized beforehand. They had strategies within it. Every time that the Chinese did something to counter them, they did something to counter them back. Everybody was thinking about, how do I survive, on both sides? So it made both of them feel like they were standing on equal ground and they could stand toe to toe and any side could win. Which brings me smack dab in the middle of the plot. Basically is the Chinese go to recover a body or recover a person, and in doing so fall right into an ambush from the Americans. From that point forward, crap gets real. Everybody puts up a heck of a fight, casualties going left and right. I was sitting back there like, don't shoot him, don't come out of cover, don't do this, don't do that, why are you doing that, pull him up, save him, do this, and it was driving me absolutely bananas. The tension is real. You get so invested in these characters that you want something to happen. I wanted so much stuff to happen that my mind was racing the entire film and I was having a blast. And I have watched numerous movies like this before. I watched one called The Wall, and it didn't even hold a candle to this one. Sniper on sniper combat never felt this good. Because with The Wall, there was many problems. I didn't care about the characters. There wasn't that many, so the risks were limited. I didn't have any reason to sit there through that entire slog and think maybe somebody will snipe somebody eventually. There wasn't enough going on to entertain me. But with this film, I was entertained the entire way through. And the farther through it got, the more that I cared, the more invested I got. The less characters there were, the more that I wanted them to survive. It felt like it was just building and building and building, and it never really flatlined. And that's what I want from not only war movies, but action movies in general. I want a movie that can keep me entertained the whole way through, not only because of action, but because of the characters themselves. I want a reason to care every time a bullet comes out of a gun, that maybe there will be some consequence to somebody that I have grew to care about. Now, the last thing I want to touch on before I give my verdict is this movie was absolutely gorgeous. From the snowy valley to the trenches that lie within it, it was all easy on the eyes. It all looked good. Even whenever there were bullets flying, blood covering the snow, bodies lying everywhere, debris turning the snow black, it still looked good. And beyond being pretty, it had adverse effects. It affected the way people moved. It affected the way guns sat. It affected how people could hide. It affected a lot of things within the movie. It wasn't just a place, it wasn't just a setting, it was a battlefield, and it had its own climate and its own conditions that made fighting harder. So I just wanted to give them props for not only having a place extremely pretty throughout, but a place that actually had some bearing on the plot and wasn't just there to look good. It actually had reasons to exist, and it actually responded to situations realistically. Now all that praise brings me into my question: do I recommend this movie to you? And as much as I would love for that to be a resounding yes, there are some stipulations. Because sadly, I know a lot of people are going to hate this movie just because of the way that the Americans are portrayed. Just because Americans are not the main characters. So if you're one of those people, I'm not entirely sure why you're watching Foreign Friday. And thank you for watching it anyway, but you're not gonna like this movie. If you're a little bit more open-minded though, this is a really good watch, and I implore you to check it out. And check out more of my videos while you're at it. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for listening. Have a good day.